Welcome to Not My Reality. I'm your host as always, Vince Stradamus. We're going to take a look way back in the Wayback Machine to one of America's first serial killer families. You got that right. Let's check them out. They're called the Bloody Bender family. The Bloody Benders were a family of serial killers who operated in Labette County, Kansas during the early 1870s, often cited as one of America's first documented serial killer families. Their gruesome tale blends frontier life, deception, and mystery. It's a parody. If you don't have a sense of humor, go. Welcome. Is this my reality? Is this your reality? Support the channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell so we can keep bringing you some more of this freaky. The family consisted of 4 members: John Bender Sr., his wife Elvira, their son John Jr., and their daughter Kate. However, some contemporary accounts suggest that John Jr. and Kate may have been a couple rather than siblings, or possibly both, and possibly united by a common law marriage, though this remains unconfirmed at this time. The Benders settled in Kansas around 1870, taking advantage of the Homestead Act, which offered land to settlers willing to develop it. They established a small cabin along the Osage Trail, a busy route for travelers moving through the southeast corner of the state. The cabin doubled as an inn and a general store, offering food, supplies, and lodging to weary passers-by. Kate, the most outgoing of the group, she was a goer, often drew attention by claiming to be a spiritualist and a healer, advertising her supposed psychic abilities to attract visitors. This setup, however, was a deadly trap. Their method was chillingly simple. Guests were invited to sit at the table with their backs to the canvas curtain that divided the cabin, while John Jr., Kate distracted them perhaps with a conversation or Kate's flirtations. John Jr. or Elvira would strike from behind with a hammer, crushing the victim's skull. The throat was then slit. The body dropped through a trapdoor into the cellar. Later, the corpses were buried in the family's orchard or vegetable garden. The motive appeared to be robbery, as travelers often carried cash for land or cattle purchases, though some speculate a darker impulse fueled their spree. The Benders' crimes went unnoticed for nearly 2 years, from May 1871 to early 1873, with the estimate suggesting they killed at least 11 people, possibly as many as 20. The first known victim surfaced in May 1871, found in Drum Creek with a crushed skull and a slit throat. More disappearances followed, but the sparsely populated frontier and the lack of a centralized law enforcement allowed the family to operate undetected. Suspicion finally mounted in 1873 after a Dr. William York, a prominent man and brother of a Kansas state senator, he vanished while traveling the trail. His brother, Colonel Alexander York, led a search that zeroed in on the Bender property. In April of 1873, a passerby noticed the inn was abandoned, with livestock unattended. A search party, including Colonel York, descended on the site. They found the cabin empty, but a foul odor led them to the trapdoor. Beneath it lay a cellar soaked with clotted blood. Digging in the orchard revealed multiple shallow graves, including York's body and that of a father and his young daughter, the latter possibly buried alive. The Benders had fled just ahead of the investigation, leaving behind a scene that shocked the nation. What happened next remains a mystery, despite a $2,000 reward, equivalent to well over $50,000 today, and extensive searches. The family just vanished. Theories abound. Some say they escaped to Texas or New Mexico, perhaps continuing their crimes under new identities. Others claim vigilantes caught and killed them, burying the evidence in a vast prairie. One tale from Laura Ingalls Wilder suggests that her father, Charles Ingalls, joined a posse that executed them, a claim she hinted at in a 1937 talk, but she never detailed in her books. Deathbed confessions in the early 1900s from alleged participants in their killing add intrigue, but no hard proof has ever surfaced. The Bloody Benders left a lasting mark on American folklore. Their cabin was dismantled by souvenir hunters, and the site became a grim tourist draw. Artifacts like hammers and a knife believed to be theirs are held by the Kansas Historical Society at the Cherryvale Museum. Their story has inspired books, films, and songs, from Susan Josana's Hell's Half Acre to Metal Tracks by Macabre. Today, archaeologists from the University of Kansas are excavating the site, hoping to uncover more about their lives and their victims. Yet, 150 years later, the Benders' ultimate fate and the full scope of their atrocities remain tantalizingly out of reach. A dark enigma of the Wild West. There you go. I'm just going to throw it out there. If you guys like this, leave a comment down below. If you think it sucked, leave a comment down below. But this is true shit from history. All right. I tried. Let's get the fuck out of here. I don't even know what to do now.